Hi everybody, I hope that you're doing well. Before we get into the reading, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing you have an opportunity. I'm also seeing the Judgment card too be connected with whatever this is. So this feels like whatever opportunity this is that is showing up within your life, it's something that you want to spend the time thinking about and looking into. Something that you want to do as mindfully as possible. Capricorn. All right. We're looking at the Devil. We are looking at the Queen of Swords. We are looking at the Nine of Swords. This speaks about getting to a place where you feel like so extremely distraught. I'm also hearing disgruntled, distraught about something that you have an attachment to. I don't know if this is like someone coming into your life trying to pull you back into a situation, an environmental thing. Devil can represent any sort of addiction. The thing with the Devil, and this is not the first, it will not be the last time that I say this. When it comes to the Devil, it is the distorted attempt to reach the light. So it's like something that you want, something that you even want to be fulfilled through whatever the Devil is for you, but it's not going to deliver what it is that you want, not long term, and it's not the true thing. So this is about figuring out, getting to the bottom of what it is that you're really looking for, and understanding that whatever the Devil is, it's a temporary substitute. And this can be codependency within relationships, it can be substances, it can be environments that we recognize as being unhealthy. Anything that you know is out of alignment for you, anything that you know is not helpful and not beneficial to you. And there's this sense of being aware, like, hey, this thing isn't healthy for me. This can be about diet, so many different things. Whatever this is for you, boundaries need to be set because of the way that this is now affecting your mental health. Because I'm seeing a severe impact that something has had on you. For some of you, there may be I'm hearing professional help that you're seeking. I'm not promoting anything here, that I'm just telling you what's coming through. I'm not saying anyone should or shouldn't do anything. Yeah. I'm seeing it be like this. Your guides are telling you, when you don't have access to whatever this is, how is it that you're feeling, and why is it that you're feeling like that affected? If you're feeling affected so severely by something, there's something out of balance here. There is a very clear dependency that I'm seeing here. Otherwise, if one were separated from whatever this is, they wouldn't be feeling this way. There's not anything in the whole world that we would be feeling this way to unless we had a very, very severe attachment. And it's something to be looked into further. I will say this, you don't have to do anything. You can keep, like, dabbling in whatever this is. The thing is that if you want to alleviate suffering, that is why, like, non-attachment is promoted. It's to alleviate suffering. So there's a purpose to it. But if that's not something that you're concerned with, then carry on. But it doesn't look like a cycle that one would want to necessarily be in, because I'm seeing a very distraught energy being depicted here. And I don't think one would be consciously volunteering themselves to be feeling this way. So how do we make space? How do we find the room to ground? How do we get back to center? By processing, by figuring out what it is that you are looking for within this situation. What is it that you think this physical thing has that you are not supplementing for yourself? And how can we do that? How can we break the dependency? I'm seeing there be a desire for a fresh start. I'm seeing there be a desire for a new beginning. There's a sense of being in a space where you're like, I don't want things to be like this anymore. I don't want to have to go through this cycle anymore. This is something that I know. This is something that feels familiar to me. And it's something that's really been affecting my ability to like even manage my life, to deal with things. I will say this, when it comes to what it is that you're feeling, I'm seeing it be like, so you're in the midst of interacting with whatever the devil is. Then there's this separation where you're on your own to kind of deal with like the hangover of whatever that is. And then there's this moment where you're like, I'm observing myself be so very affected by this. Like, I'm observing myself going through this experience, and I'm recognizing the severity of how I'm impacted by this. And within that moment, there is like a moment of truth, there's a moment of clarity, there's even an epiphany, and it's one that feels sobering, is what I'm seeing. And then there's this desire for something else, for something to be different, for a change. Wanting a new beginning, which means in some way cleaning out whatever this is that's been going on. But it may be something that you're still trying to figure out, like how one is to do that. For some of you, this is about setting boundaries with people. How do we make empowering moves here for ourselves? When you prioritize, think about that. What is the most empowering move for me to be making for myself? What is the move that I feel best about, that I feel best about myself? What allows me to bolster my self-esteem, my self-worth, things like that. I'm being drawn to the Empress's arm. It's like this space right under here. Could have something going on with like your muscle. It could also be like a tattoo or something sticking out to me. You know what? It actually reminds me of, it can be different things. As I said, it can be like a tattoo, something else like that. It actually reminds me of like if you like pull your muscle or like it separates here, it's like, it reminds me of like an injured bicep. That's what it looks like to me. So that may be a specific clue, hint for somebody. Okay, so by you like reprioritizing things, thinking about what it is that you want, there's this sense of a new beginning here, and you figuring out like what would be the best move for you to be making, like in alignment with your highest good. How do we focus on an emotionally empowering choice here? I'm seeing something coming to fruition connected with a relationship. And feeling like something went successfully when it hadn't been feeling like that before. But it's because of this switch up that you did that was not happening before. And I'm also seeing you feel like you get to take a break and rest now in a way that you hadn't been, I'm hearing, getting sleep before. There's confusion about the relationship. Confusion about what's to come. I'm having the Seven of Cups fall over the Four of Wands here. This is about having mixed feelings about a relationship. What it looks like to me is that if you step back and reflect on that, things are going to be elucidated. Allowing you to rethink things. What I'm seeing too is that if somebody has a desire or a wish for you that is out of alignment, or they want something unhealthy with you, I'm also hearing the word mechanical. It's like what ends up happening is that boundaries need to be set, but there's also a sense of having a hard time doing that only because of like one's feelings towards this thing, like even if it isn't necessarily something healthy. It's like you have somebody that is only really familiar with codependent dynamics, and so like you have to set boundaries with them, and this may be a very difficult thing to do with this person. But it's saying that, like, if you want a new, like, chapter, if you want a new beginning with this person, if you want there to be a renewal with the relationship, boundaries are going to need to be set. Remember, this can be with you and yourself also. But it's like, if you want things to change and you want this, whatever this is that's been troubling you, if you want to address that, it's going to be addressed right here by fronting into the energy of the Queen of Swords, which is all about advocating for ourselves, setting boundaries, knowing our boundaries first and foremost, knowing what we're okay with, what we're not okay with, all of that stuff, rather than participating in things that we end up feeling distraught about. What I'm getting too is that, like, because of how much you care, that's going to help you move successfully within this situation. Because this is something that really means something to you. Because, like, with the intensity of the Nine of Swords, even though it can feel like quite difficult to experience, the wisdom within it is that, like, this is something that you care very much about. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so affected by it. And so that can be used in a beneficial way. Like, hey, I don't want to be feeling this way, but I care about this so much that I'm willing to do what it takes to fix this and to do what needs to be done within this situation. So I'm seeing this end up transmuting this energy in a positive way, in a way that is going to benefit you, in a way that's going to further your growth and your development and your personal evolution. And it's going to help you successfully, like, see what needs to be done and understand the correct course of action to be taken here, is what I'm seeing. There's also a notion too that the more like rest you're getting and the more level-headed you're feeling, the more you're going to be able to sort through all of this, because the best person to be dealing with this is going to be the Empress, the divine feminine, because feminine thrives within chaos and it knows what to do with that. And so this is something that you are going to be able to figure out. It's something you're going to be able to sort out. However, until you get to a space where you are getting enough rest, you feel fully recharged, or as recharged as you can be, enough to function well and to regulate emotionally, until you get to that point, it's going to be very hard to figure out what it is that you're feeling. It's going to feel very chaotic and very messy. So that's why it's important to get to this space where you feel centered and level so you can sort this out. Otherwise, it's just going to be more noise and more chaos. I'm just looking at... Oh, I'm hearing so many things. I'm hearing Libra, Scorpio. I'm just looking at Capricorn and Venus here. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.